Hi guys, welcome on the first episode of my Conan Exiles gameplay series. I will be creating the characters and I'll see what happens. So I show you pretty much how the gameplay of the game works, and I hope you have fun with this. So let's start with making characters first of all. So in Connex, I'll just give you a little bit of definition about what you get when you start the game. You have all the setting credits and other stuff here. Modes are important one if you want to play in a certain way. Probably I'll make an episode later on if you're interested in modes. Setting is important in order to tweak your machines. If you have machines not so good, otherwise you just push everything to ultra and you should be fine if you have a good computer. Single play co-op, that's a good choice if you like to try things. Playing in single player, basically you can give yourself admin mode, so you can become, you can play in god modes, you can get limited resources, you can fly, you can run very fast, so it's very good if you want to try, let's say you want to just build stuff. You could do it without all the hassle to grinding resources. And also if you want to look for places where you want to build your base or you just want to explore the map, this is a very good mode to start it. What we're gonna do today is play online. Now, in Conan Exiles, you have three types of servers you can join. You have the PvE, basically you could play with other players together, but you cannot attack each other. PvE conflict is basically a PvE, except for certain time during the day. I think that the official servers are set between 5 and 11, where basically you could do PvP with other players on the server. But you cannot damage the structures, which is a very important thing, and it makes the difference between PvE conflict and PvP. PvP is players versus player servers. Basically, you can attack each other at any given time during the day, and during a certain period of time, I believe it's between 5 and 11, you can attack and damage buildings as well. So, here starts your first very important choice, because whether you choose a PvP, PvE or PvE conflict, your experience will be very different. I will start with PvP because I believe that Conan Exiles is the kind of games that you have to play in a PvP mode, because that's how it was meant to be played. Although you will see during the series, it can be quite stressful sometimes, especially when you spend time building your resources and your base, and you just get wiped out in a matter of seconds by a big clan or anybody who has a couple of bombs, basically. You will see. Anyway, let's pick a PvP. On this screen you will see a list of servers where you can actually play, and usually you can filter the list of servers according to these stats on top of here. So you can choose players versus player, that's fine. Community, this doesn't really makes any difference because there's no really communities or difference between one and the other. The region is a very important thing that you might want to use to filter the servers, because it makes a lot of difference for the lag. You want to play with as little lag as possible. The number of the pings should be as small as possible, so it'll allow you to play faster, better, and you'll have less problems. related to connectivity, like rubber banding and other things. I'm playing from London, so I will choose a U server, and you will see here that it will start to filter the servers in a second. Here now you have just EU servers. I also want to filter the servers by officials, because we're gonna play on an official server. You can choose either official or internet. In internet you get all the servers, also the private one. If you want to play on a private server, that's great. You can go online. There are lists of private servers you can go. I have personally never played on a private server, so I guess you have to email the admin and ask if you can go and play with them. But the problem with private servers is that you don't know if they're gonna be around in a month's time, so it's a little bit risky unless you know the admin personally, or you are contributing to the server, so you're paying a little bit each month. That could help it. For this series, we are just going to play on an official server. So now we have a list schemed by region, by filter, which is just the official server. Another things I want to do, I click on ping in order to align the servers according to the speed of the server. As you can see, the lag is quite high at the moment. So what you want to do when you pick up the server is you want to find the server that has a low ping, a good community. So if you see there are servers with just 1 player or 3 players, don't choose them, because probably you're just gonna play alone all the time, most of the time, which is fine because you might be attacked much less than if you're on a busy server. But on the other hand, it'll get boring after a while. So probably a good server is in the range of 20 to 40 player. That's a good one. So this one, 1310, has 22 player and has a ping of 100, which is extremely high, to be honest. The internet must be quite low at the moment, but we will pick up this one. When you choose a service, it gives you a little bit of server settings. The server settings are, for the official one, always the same. It'll give you a little bit of stats. For instance, if you look here, you see unique player during the last week, 233, which is a good number. It means that the server is not dead. There is an harvest amount multiplier of 2, which is a good thing as well, because you just spend 50% of your energy to harvest items and resources. Building damage weekday starts, building damage weekday ends from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. You can see that's pretty much the standard. Then you have max clan size of 10, max allowed ping of 140, so it's quite high. And may pick up another one. See, if I choose official servers 1023, you'll see that unique player during the last week was just a 12. This is a kind of server you don't want to play, because you just play by yourself, and trust me, it's going to be extremely boring to do that. So we will choose 1310 as our server for this gameplay series, and let's click join. So here we are. This is the starting screen when you enter the servers for the first time. Here you can choose, you can start to choose your character and you can customize it. So first thing first, let's decide if we want a male or female. Let's say a male. Okay. And you can also switch between male and female, so you can see the difference here. So you could, when you customize, you still can switch your choice. Okay, first of all, let's do race. Race is just a cosmetic choice. It doesn't give you any difference in terms of stats or skills or anything really. It's just a cosmetic. It depends on what you like. There is a little bit of backstory for each race. So Cimmerians, barbaric and warlike like Conan and so on. Stygians are the population that used to live in the south in the Conan stories on the books. Emilian, Turanians, Khitan is a little bit like Oriental type, Kushite, North Dane, Pict, Shemite, Bafari, Bendian. Let's take Cimmerian. So we switch a bit. Let's go to religion. Religion is very important because each religion gives you different perks. Once you choose a religion, basically at the beginning of the game, you can, after a few levels, be able to create a temple. Now, these temples gives you different buffs, different items that you can produce in this temple. So, and each religion will give you a different kind of buff and different kind of items that you can use. Usually, and you can have a little bit. You have a little bit of info about what the religion is about in the backstory here, and also in the kind of specializations and the avatar. Mitra, for example, gives you healing the light, so it's very likely that you will be able to craft healing potions. While if you choose set religion, for instance, you can see that there is poisons and antidotes. So you can pretty much be sure that you're gonna get antidotes out of the set temple. Yogg, they give you also some healing buff. Emer, Terketo, and so on. The only one you don't have to choose is Chrome, because Chrome in the Conan lore doesn't give you anything. So nobody ever picks up Chrome just because you don't get anything, you don't get any avatar, you cannot do any prayer, you don't get any temple, nothing at all. So nobody ever picks it. Just if you are really into the Conan lore, you might want to pick it up. But trust me, it won't give you any good if you do so. I will probably start with either Yogg Temple or Mitra, because you get healing potions out of both. But the reason why I'm gonna get Yogg is because Yogg potion actually gives you also a stamina buff when you drink it, when you eat it, which is quite good, especially if you if you ingest the potion while you're fighting, and you need to gain stamina quite fast because otherwise they start to kick your ass. Another thing you have to consider is the avatar. Now, the avatar is endgame kind of, I would say, monster. Basically, it's a giant representation of the god that you can summon in the gameplay, and you can control it for I think it's a minute. And basically, it's very good if you're attacking someone else's base and you want to destroy the base. The problem is, in order to get an avatar, you have to do a lot of grinding. You have to collect a lot of resources. It's a lengthy process, really. But it's good to know, and it's an end game kind of things. Anyway, so I'll get Yogg. Boys,
cut me down, please.
You just pick up whatever you want.
Is coming. Cut me down.
I'll go for the learned ones. And options, you can choose colors, shapes, pretty much everything. I'm not gonna spend too much time on customizing the characters, just because I want to go straight to play, and you're more than welcome to spend as much time as you want once you play for yourself. Face details, body feature, that again, here you can choose how big or small you are. Again, this is just a cosmetic feature, it won't give you anything. Full nudity, actually this is whether or not you want your toons to be completely naked with, or have always kind of little strap on your thing. Physique, you can choose how ripped you want to be. Let's put it halfway. Breast size, you can choose how much man boobs you want, and endowment, of course. How small, let's say that you are like a horse. With a woman, you could choose just the breast size, so you have the okay. Let's go back to the one. We leave it extremely long so it can flaps around. And finally, when you're happy with all the customization that you have given to your character, you just click finalize, and it gives you a little bit of backstory about your characters. In my case, I was condemned to death and exiled for crimes including pickpocketing, crude languages, defiling a temple, which, to be honest, is not. Come on, you could just give me a fine for that. One thing you could do, you can still change your name here. So, and that's the only thing that you can actually change. I'll call myself Krull. Krull is another characters created by Robert Howard, which was the writer who created all the stories around Conan. So I call myself Krull. You can't change anything else except the name, and once you're happy, you can either go back and recustomize it if you're not happy, otherwise you can confirm, and that it is. And that's the game starts. Now you have this little intro. Let's watch it.
Captured by unknown means was transported,
and then the game starts.
Lands, crucified and left to die for crimes that they may or may not have committed. Death comes swiftly on black wings, until fate intervenes.
Hey, fuck off. Come on. Dude. Oops.
Are you thirsty, dead man?
Yep.
shall I cut you down from that corpse tree?
Why I still have a small
It might
penis?
kill you. You civilized men are soft. Your lives are not nailed to your spines. Where I come from, we kill our enemies in battle. We don't leave them in the desert to die like dogs. So, you live again, dead man.
Ah, that's a nice place.
This land does not love men. You are marked, and you cannot cross the ghost fence wearing that. It might have been kinder to leave you on the cross. Live, love, burn with life, slay and survive. We will meet again, dead man.
And here we are. Nice. Anyway, just if you hadn't realized it yet, the guy who pulled you from off the cross was Conan, and actually, if you want, you could meet him. We will probably meet him. So here is where the game really starts. You always start in the middle of the desert on a sort of path, old roads. There are birds flying, and you have, as you can see, you have the stats for food, water, weight, and eat. You're naked, of course. If you are on a computer and you click V, you can actually switch the camera and you can go around your characters to see how it looks like. Nice as you can see it has, and you can move it around. Yep, it's flapping. Yep, all good. So the first things you want to do once you start is if you look on the top right on your screen, you see journey and you see climb, drink, eat. Now if you click the J key on your keyboards, you will open the Exiles journey. This is a very smart things that the Funcom has done. Basically, in order to help you understand the game and pretty much do everything in your game, they have created these tiers of called journey, and they are divided by chapters. Now you can't see the chapters because basically in order to show the next chapter you have to complete the one before, which is a little bit of a bugger because actually all the actions are not in a sequential way. You don't need to do all the action in chapter 1 to trigger action in chapter 2 and chapter 3, and actually when we start to play you will see that there is a lot of actions that will be triggered, although they're not visible. Once you do a specific action that is in a chapter, the action will just appear, but you still won't be able to see any other action until you don't complete the chapter before anyway. So starting with this, you see that you have climb, drink, eat as the first three things, but clicking on J you have drink, eat, use a bet or bedroll, clothe yourself, slay, craft a tool, find the sign of intelligent life, kick, and dodge. Pretty much all the basic commands that you can start with. First thing you want to do, you want to go near this column. Okay. Anytime you find an important place, this little the name of the place will appear. Now, if you click on E to interact, it'll start to give you a little bit of explanation. Now you have a lot of these slabs around on the map, and it's important that you click on all of them because and you pay attention to what they say, because that's the only way you have to understand a lot of the backstory of the game, and also it's actually an achievement to be able to discover all of these slabs and just click on all of them. Now I could see that there is a guy who is typing in Russian, which is not a good sign because Russian and Chinese are not the kind of players you want to play with, because besides being cheaters, they are quite competitive on the game and they don't seem to have a life. So that's not good news. Well, it's not as bad as if they were Chinese, but still we can expect it's not going to be an easy ride in that case. Now, one thing I've done, I started to collect some stones. Collecting, interacting is always done pressing the E on the keyboard if you're on the PC, otherwise there is probably a button on if you play on PS4 or other things. You will have this one, which is an important one. This is a water skin, and you need it because if you see the indicators for thirst, you can see that it's going yellow, so it's not good. Now I click on the I to open the inventory, and I'll take my sealed water skin. I put it here on the fast click. There is a little bit of water, not much. This is the indicator how much water you have on your in your water skin, and the stones are important. And here you have crafting on your right. You can see the things I can craft at the moment. So you can see that I need stones and I need branches to create stone hatchet. Same things for a peak, and probably this is a couple of things that I need to create right away because they will allow me to get resources faster. And if I want to start to dress myself, I need to gain plant fibers. So I click on Ask. Oh, here you have something else. Let's click it. Okay, this is a note. Let's follow the road. Oh, here you are. You might want to click on these bushes to gain plants and seeds. Okay. So I'm getting fiber. That's it. Now let's open the inventory. I have 24 fibers. That should give me enough to craft a full set to clothe myself. Here you are, and as you can see, I have gained another achievement. If I click on J, you can see that the achievements that you have gained so far have been activated. Now, drink, eat, and climb. Let's try these first three. The reason why I want to try to do the achievement as soon as possible is because, first of all, I need to drink, so I'll just press 1, drink, and I also get the achievement. Then I press 2, and I eat some bugs, which give me a little bit of stamina and a little bit of health, but not much. They don't fill me very much. I need something else to improve my hunger stats. And then jump is another steps is another achievement. In order to jump, I just press the spacebar. That's it. Nope. Then if I click on X, I go in fight mode, and then I click, I think, control. Here you are, and he kicks. I've done this as well. And what else do I have? Let's click it. Now slay, craft the tool, dodge, climb, and use a pet. Okay, let's do dodge. Dodge again. I click on X, and then I think it's here you are. I have to press the Alt key on the keyboard so I can dodge. I can dodge if I press A and Alt. I dodge left. If I press D and Alt, I dodge right. W and Alt, I dodge forward. S and Alt, I dodge backward. That's pretty much all done. Now, this is walking, I can press Shift key, and that will give me a little bit of sprint, but I will lose stamina while I do. Oh, we have someone. Nice. Now, one thing you can do in PvP is when you find someone unconscious, you can basically pretty much kill him and get everything that he has, or if he's on the shortcut bar, you can just get it and just leave it like that. This is a girl. We can't do anything else, unfortunately. So let's move on. Oh, those are branches, and you might want to get those. Yep, because then we can start to create. We can start to craft tools with this. Another things I want to do, in order to get the climb steps, I'll go near this column and I press spacebar, so I start to climb, and then I press C, and then I go down. And I've got this one as well. I eat a little bit more. So let me see, let me open the inventory, let's see what do we have. Okay, yeah, I have enough resources to craft myself an hatchet, and then I have enough resources to craft myself a pick. That's what we need. And I have almost enough resources to create a bedroll, but in order to get a bedroll, I need to create some twines. Now, in order to create twines, I need fibers, and I can create just 2 of them. Let's do it, and I'll go and get some more fibers here. As you can okay, I'm getting level quite fast. The reason why I'm leveling so fast is because every time you complete a step, an achievement from the journey, you get quite a lot of experience. This is why you want to get these achievements, especially the first ones, as soon as possible, because so you can level up quite fast, especially for the first 20 to 30 levels. The maximum here is 60 levels. Here is one of the monster. Eventually you will fight. Don't worry, he won't attack you now. Okay, but we have here. These books will give you a little bit of backstory. Let's hear it.
Yet to meet a beast that liked fire, or the bite of the axe.
Okay, so I've been able to create a bedroll, which is quite important, and I'll explain you in a second. But I need to find something to eat and more water as soon as possible. Okay, so another thing that I haven't shown you is the map. Now, on the PC, you have to press the M on your keyboard and it'll give you the map, so you can see the full map. It's quite big. There's a lot to see and a lot to do, but you can see that we started here on the broken highway and we are actually here. Usually when you start on one of these roads. There is more than one road. And you can start here, you can start here, you can start here. It's totally random. In this case we start here. So what we're doing now, we are walking north, so we should reach this river quite soon. This is they call it the newbie river because that's where all the low players usually go, and they pretty much settle down for the first 10-20 levels before they start to go further north or east. Anyway, so we are going in the right direction. Let's gain more resources while we work, and let's go. Let's run as fast as possible. As you can see, I'm using the sprint. While I'm sprinting, my stamina go low. When my stamina is 0, everything starts to blur a little bit and I'm not able to do anything. You have always to check your stamina because this is very important also when you're in a fight. If your stamina goes to... Oh, another body. Let's see what we find here. Nothing, but it's another woman. So let's... No, you can't do that. Without a mode, actually, they have modes where you can't do that. Maybe for another. Okay, that's one thing I want to show you. You see these black flags that are coming now. When you see this and you are in the desert, always find cover because this is a sandstorm, the same that we have seen during the intro clip at the beginning. And if you are in the sandstorm when it happens, you lose health and you die. You just die. So you have to be very careful. You have to... Let's stop here for a second. And if the sandstorm goes this way, here they are. It's coming. You can see it right there. Oops. Actually, this is... I really like this part. It's a bugger when it happens, but from a story and graphical point of view, I really like this. Look at that. It's impressive. Here you are. So if we go into... And I have to be fast because I am almost dying. Okay. Yep, sandstorm. I am losing stats. Let's go south before I die. Shit, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Oh shit. No, come on. Where am I? Yeah, let's go. That's not good. I'm gonna die. Okay, before I die, one thing I can do, I can put... Oh, don't die. Okay, I'm dead. That's the way to go. Okay, so when you die and you don't put a bed or a bedroll on the floor, and now I have just spawned in the desert in the middle of a sandstorm, so I'm gonna die again. Nice. Where am I? Okay, I am here. Yep. Let's wait. Maybe I won't die again. Okay, I have to go that way. Run, 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 run. Okay, at least. Okay, now I'm trying to reach the place where I'm dead. You can see here there is a death, because when you die, you lose everything. And what you could do is to run back to where you have died and loot your corpse, so you can get your stuff back. So how I have to find, where did here you are. Before it was much harder because you couldn't see the body, there was no light. Now at least there is this light, so you can take all, and I'll put everything on me again. I'll put this here, the water skin is very important, and the bedroll, let's put it. And let's eat bugs for now. So we eat bugs to regenerate a little bit. Run, 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 run. Okay, so at least I'll show you what happens if you're in a sandstorm. It's not pretty. Now, okay. I keep eating bugs. Don't eat too many bugs. Don't eat too many on anything, because it won't work. It won't stack up. What you could do is you eat a little bit. You see the regenerating buff. You let it go. You regenerate a little bit, and once it's done, you eat again until you don't regenerate fully. Now let's use the pick on the stone to collect a little bit of resources. That's good. Okay, and now let's use a hatchet to collect food. We will need wood, stones to make weapons, and to create a house. Okay, let's stop for now. So what I want to do is go to the inventory. As you can see, at the moment I'm level 5, and then I go to attributes. Each time you level up, you get points that you could use to get a better stats. So we got 5 points because we are level 5 now. So let's put one here, one vitality, encumbrance. It allows you to carry more stuff, and grit give you more stamina. That's all. That's another thing you want to do is feats. Feats, basically, it's the knowledge point that you get, you can use to learn new things that you can build. Now, first things I want is apprentice mason, so I can start to build up my first house. Here you are. I also got an achievement. Then you want to create a campfire. Always watch your environments. Because you are in the inventory, it doesn't mean that someone or something cannot attack you. They will attack you and they will kill you. So be careful when you do this. Another things I want to do is I want to learn how to make a sword. I want to learn how to make a wooden box. It's actually quite useful. And and I will learn how to make a bed. That's the only things I can learn. That's it. Okay, so let's go back to the inventory. You can see the crafting, you have much more stuff that you can do now. And let's create a sword first. Let's do a sword. We need points. Let's make 10 points, so we have a little bit for later. And here you are. And now, yeah, we have enough resources to make a sword. Okay, so while they're crafting the sword, let me run. Okay, gain a new level. Okay, I got. Let's try this on this little guy here. Here you are. I got the slay as well. They attacked it. Now this is an imp. What I can do, I can. Oh, we have a base there. Okay, let's first things first. I can use an hatchet to gain resources. Okay, I got skin, raw meat, and volatile glands, which is useful if you want to do potions later on, but very good. So, okay, I got another level. Good. Oh, how many is it? Oh. Okay, now. Okay, I got cripple an enemy. I'll show you. This is something that actually. So big. Let's see. Here you are. Where is it? Good. I got light dye colorant, and now I can. There is a guy over there. I have to be careful. I can get more resources if I axe this guy to death. Okay, now that was just an NPC, but you're not so lucky. The guy over there is probably, yeah, I don't know if they're an NPC. Okay, but we have a base here, so what we could do, first things first, we want to feel the water skin. So what you do is you just go into the water, you click 1 in this case because my water skin is on 1, and that's it. I filled it up, and I can, if I keep clicking 1, I'll just gain my anger up. So, oh, nice. Wow, and wow, there's also level 3 temple. This one you won't see usually. This is a level 3 temple. Basically everything you can build usually has 3 tiers. The level 3 is quite high up, and wow, I got another one because I venerate the gods. That's good. And the reason this is actually, you consider this level 3 because everything is made in gold, and because you usually have a pillar of light going up. Yeah, you can see it from here. At night it's more visible. But you don't want to have an M3 a temple, a tier 3 temple like that, because what happened with the temple so advanced, they appear on the on the map for everybody to see. So basically it's like telling every player on the server, come and attack me. You don't want to do that, especially when you have a base like this one that is very easy. Nice. And you have, this is a map. Actually you can use this one to teleport yourself around, so you can fast travel with this, but in order to use it you have to attune yourself on to certain obelisks that are on the map. So first you have to go there, you have to attune yourself to the obelisk, and then you'll be able to use the map to fast travel back to that obelisk once it's done. It's very good to go. Actually what I can do is, on the map I can right click and I can use a symbol to put on the map, so I know that there is a map room here in this position in case I need it. Okay, so okay, yeah, the owner is Alphonse. Someone got into that. Oops, yep. I'm dying, I'm dead. Okay, I was attacked by animals. That's another thing you have to be very careful. Okay, I was killed by a greater hyena, and now I am here. My body is here, so what I can do is I can run back, hoping that I can loot my stuff. You have to be very careful because, especially when you're a lower level, they can kill you very easily in this game. What the okay. Where am I? Yep, over there. We don't want to go there. Yeah, the guy is following me, and I have no more stamina. Okay, he left. Okay, now let's gain my stamina back. And and let's try to get my stuff without. I saw that. I have to go down. I'm dead again. Good. That's Conan. I hope you enjoy. So let me try to recover my stuff. We stop here for now, and I'll try to recover my stuff, and then we can start from another episode after I've been able to get my stuff back. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.